And by the way, I know how much people love to twist everything, and I'm just gonna say High Priestess is here. Because between the previous video and this one, I already saw like Death to Queen of Pentacles. First of all, I'm not a Queen of Pentacles. But now I have High Priestess and the family. Because I mean, honestly, in spirit, we still all are fighting on the same side. And I just want to say, like in my previous video, it's not, that's just a candle flashing. Sometimes it just goes real fast, and then sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. I think it depends on the energy in the room, probably. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, when I say, I use archetypes and I say King of Pentacles or an Emperor, I don't mean people who are truly prosperous and truly like stable and truly made some kind of impact on the community. There are those that are truly kings of pentacles and truly emperors, and they truly have divine feminines by their side. Don't get me wrong. That's not everyone. Not every man who is interested in money. I'm not saying money is a problem, by the way. Well, actually, what I'm saying is that prosperity and money is not the same thing. Not at all. But that's probably a big difference. Ace of Cups, High Priestess, Ten of Cups, and Ace of Cups. Anyway, so the candle just went crazy. Calm down, calm down. So yes, because you know how those people that do they do black magic, and believe me, some of them apparently are doing even like sex magic. They're having sex on our behalf because we don't, and so they do, and then they tell everyone that we do. That's a throat chakra. I apologize if it's offensive sound. But again, so just in case, because I'm so used to everything I see being twisted, see that I already know how it was twisted within seconds after I said it. Maybe they didn't even twist it yet. But yes, no, I have absolute respect to people who are generous, kind, prosperous. They don't have to be lovey-dovey to everyone, but they're doing their part. They're making an impact. They're charitable enough. Have communities around them and doing the right thing. No, I was talking about the High School Musical that is going on in the background that absolutely has nothing to do with um, any of those people. And I hope that those masculine probably do have an ability to discern between the divine feminine and a fake, hopefully. Hopefully. But men are frequently in their head, unfortunately, and that is why they are more susceptible to uh, mind control, especially if they don't believe in it. Also, they are like, yeah, oh yeah, I remember. I'm sorry. The other thought before I got insulted through terror was arrogance. I was like, why do people get why am I seeing it? Why other people are seeing it and some people aren't seeing it? And sometimes I don't see it either. I missed two full blown two, maybe more, but two like so far full blown, not just narcissists, but like sociopaths, possibly psychopaths. I don't know. But psychopath sounds, like it's impulse control issue. And those people sometimes will use that, or maybe they do have impulse control issue, and then they become very like set on covering it up. I've seen that too more times. That so yeah, so it's an ability to. King of Cups in reverse just came out. The Hermit, the Devil, King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, that's the archetype, you know. The ones that pretend that they are like head of the family and the head of a household, and they're so honorable and emotionally mature and deep, and some of them even pretend that they're enlightened. I mean, they're not the King of Wands. They're like, my mother told me once, she was married the first time before my father, and she's like, you know, he never talked. Because I asked her why did she get divorced, she's like, I guess they didn't have any kind of emotional connection, but also the guy just wasn't, you know, communicative, and she thought that he is like has a lot of thoughts. I'm trying to translate it because obviously this was not said in English. That he was just thinking a lot, and he would just say that, and then at some point she realized that like he wasn't talking because like there was nothing in his head. I'm sorry, that he wasn't thinking about anything. He was just not really deep or smart. But that's according to my mother. Up to towers, and you know, I need to stop that. Sadism is coming up. Well, okay, so I guess I have to talk about that a little bit because so arrogance, first of all, is also a factor. Because you know, when I missed those people, it's because I was in some way probably arrogant, and I thought I was special. I thought they were gonna treat me differently than, well, at least one of them I didn't know that well, that she was, well, actually, I guess it's more than two. That's three, at least. But still, it's an element of arrogance and naivety because you think it's never gonna happen to you, you know, and it does. And the second one is thinking that, like, yeah, you're better than that this isn't possible. Especially like if you don't come from a family in which psychopaths are common, then you wouldn't expect it. But also, arrogance is a big driving factor with the masculine, and one of the biggest reasons is why people end up with those demonic energy possessions that they cannot get rid of, because sometimes they are not willing or able to show their vulnerability. Other times they cannot admit that they are wrong, and then other times I'm back to sadism, because people think that sadism has to be extreme, and sometimes it is. Other times sadism is emotional and psychological. So all of those games that they are playing, you know, when they see that you pull away and they're gonna manipulate you emotionally, or they're gonna use your love to um, make you believe that they're not gonna screw you over while they're screwing you over. Or sometimes, like, you know, if you ignore them, they call you. And my personal story is that someone showed up. I don't know if they pretended to be sick, or I mean, it looked real. So being a healer as well, you know, like energetically, I helped them, and from like someone with seizures and etc. 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 through like also having to deal with like some looked like maybe some drug withdrawals, whatever. But then they said later, after they left, in a very dramatic way, by the way, and I saw them watching me. They had to do it immediately. They called it. You'd think that there is avoidant came out, but I'm sorry. Some of the things that they do, or like if you tell them that you're in a bad mood and they call you to tell you something that would even normally break your heart. Anyway, I've seen enough, like even like when they berate you or then they have a fight with you just so they can go and have sex with someone or even just go out with their friends. Like all of those manipulations are sadistic because not only you do it to gain something, but you only also start to enjoy the fact that it's giving you an upper hand. And eventually they can't stop doing it because they're so used to having an upper hand that this enjoyment of watching someone suffer, for some people it translates into love. They think that because I suffer, I love them, maybe. But then eventually they don't even care, they just want you to suffer. Because they want to prove that they're better than you, because they want to prove that they have more money than you, because they want to prove that they have a better family, a better girlfriend, a better wife, or even have a girlfriend, as if my worth depends on whether or not I'm in a relationship or any of those other things. But nonetheless, creating confusion, trying to make us feel doubtful about our, intuition or our abilities, or even I've been called stupid, by someone. It's all sadistic because I'm not stupid. Why the fuck would you? As well as uh, trying to get women jealous. So they will, same thing as some mothers do, or maybe even fathers. They like will praise one kid in front of the other to make sure that the other kid tries harder. Well, guess what? There's two type of kids. One kid tries harder, the other kid, guess what they do? They walk away. They go like, bye.